In this video, I want to give you a scientific system to help you get your B2B SaaS to 3 million in annual revenue without the typical growth at all costs grind. Look, if you keep working on your B2B SaaS for another 6 to 10 years, I'd be quite surprised for you not to hit this benchmark. But today, I want to share what some of my clients have done to cross this milestone in less than 4 years since they launched their products without needing to raise significant funding. While working with them, there have been endless vanity metrics which we could get distracted by, but instead of overwhelming you with them, I'll just tell you the specific KPIs and formulas which we've been working towards so that we could achieve such results. The first one is achieving a 1-month payback cycle. If you're heavily VC backed, you can allow yourself to only make profit on a customer in their 5th or 7th month of them being with you. But when you're not, you don't have such privilege of staying unprofitable for that long. And what we're here after is building a fast-growing but super sustainable business. For that, you want to make sure that your marketing delivers you customers at such cost that you're profitable or break even the moment they join. When every $1,000 you spend on marketing, you turn into $1,000 recurring, this enables you to reverse engineer how much time and resources you got to spend to hit every next revenue goal. And this allows you to stack profit from the every next month they're staying with you for years. The second thing is selling to the top 3% of the market until you hit 1 mil ARR. So you must have noticed that some of your customers have taken 4 calls, 10 revisions, and demanded 5 features before they onboarded. And after you finally got them in, they've been a headache the entire time, stealing your work hours, and left before their second payment just when you were about to show the features you finally built for them. Well, as you imagine, if every second or third person you sign takes so much effort from you and your team, you are never gonna scale anywhere close to 3 mil ARR. And even if you do, you will definitely not want to wake up to the business like that. In contrast, if you focus all your energy on attracting and converting the top 3% of the most motivated, highest intent, problem-aware buyers in your market, I assure you, you're gonna skyrocket through 1 million mark and get to 3 mil years quicker than your competitors. Most founders are afraid that there is not enough companies to do that in their TAM. I say you just couldn't be more wrong, and the longer you're not doing this, the easier it is for my clients. You should stop selling to your whole TAM, total addressable market, especially at the early stage. Until you hit 1 mil a year, you want to only sell to high intent buyers who are going to refer you to multiple other people by the time you would have convinced and pushed the unmotivated skeptical one in. And this is the exact skill I help founders acquire inside my advisory program. So many of them describe it as nothing else but life-changing. They invest capital and certain amount of hours to learn and replicate the system once, and then they can use it to make millions for their businesses forever. Just think what you'd be able to do if you knew how to correctly get your offer in front of thousands of ready-to-buy decision makers every day. For that, go to saascam.com and apply for my advisory there. Now to our third point. So you want to close above 25% with a healthy sales cycle length. Interesting remark, if you have been closing beyond 30% on cold traffic consistently, you might be terribly undercharging and you should A/B test your pricing as soon as possible. Getting people to sign is great, but with 3 mil ARR in less than 4 years being the goal, you must have your sales cycles to be on point as well. Oh, we're closing 50% of our leads. Well, who cares if you only have 10 leads a month and it takes you weeks for you to sign them into $300? You're never going to achieve any close escape velocity for you to get your startup anywhere beyond the ramen mode. And stop looking the guy like this. So if you don't want to be this poor guy, look, here are the sales cycles we should be after, depending on your deal sizes. Starting with $150 to $500 a month. It should be either 1 call close or up to 3 days. Then $500 a month to 1K a month is up to 7 days. Then 1K to 3K a month is up to 14 days. 3K to 10K is going to be up to 30 days. And then 10K a month plus contracts are up to 90 days sales cycle. Some will say that achieving an average 30-day sales cycle on deals above 20K a year is unrealistic. I say I'm not surprised you find it unrealistic if the first couple months you just spend to get the right decision maker to understand what you do and why they need it. Imagine the shift in dynamic which happens if your whole calendar are people understanding what you do, and wanting their problem solved while coming to the call prepared, understanding how your process works. Just think how much easier it becomes, and then guess how much faster you start scaling once you get your whole pipeline be like that. Next point, you want to spend 2x your target CAC before changing a new campaign. So I see this mistake very often. Founders ruin their campaigns by making changes too early. When you're not sure whether it's time to touch your ads or not, calculate the following. Has this campaign already spent 2x my target CAC? This doesn't apply to lower ticket products though. So also this number increases if the ad account and pixel is new and untrained. Next point is you want to stay within the 80-80 rule, meaning 80% people showing up and 80% of them coming qualified. It's fine that not all the leads and all the calls make it to calendar and not all of them show up. And it's fine for you to disqualify some of them, just so that you remember that. But you want to be at 80% or above for show-ups. And if you're below 50%, you either 1. Attract terrible demographic with your messaging and ads and need to entirely redo your positioning. Second, or you don't have the right pre-call processes in place and know it's not just about spamming them with notifications. Or 3, your Calendly sequences may just be broken, speaking from experience. And then if less than 70% of people coming to your calls are qualified, you have an urgent marketing and positioning issue you should address here. Also, you want to plan out what your qualified criteria actually look like, otherwise you can't really judge that. Next one, achieve 1 to 3x return on cash and 5 to 10... Блять, ебаная опечатка моя. Turn on LTV from ads. Next one, you want to achieve a 1 to 3x return on cash and 5 to 7x return on LTV from ads. How do you know you're actually in a good spot with your ads? This is when you are turning $1 into $1 to $3 recurring straight away, and then you are turning $1 into $5 to $7 in the long run. Once you are there, that's when we know we have the customer acquisition side decently sorted, and we can then shift our focus to operations, hiring, and scaling. While, of course, continuing to stack winning ad formats on the side so they are ready to be deployed at any moment. Calculating this can be a mess, so that's why I'll share this daily tracker, which I've used with those of my clients who did scale to 3 mil ARR mark. So here are the metrics we control like pulse daily to stay on top of our numbers. Ad spent withdrawn today, calls booked, showed up calls, qualified showed up calls, deals closed, and total deal value closed. What we care here about the most is our cost per qualified showed up call and what's our close rate on those, as well as cash collected. These are the things which we want to be monitoring daily. This gives us much better control of our business, understanding where our revenues are coming from, what our unit economics are like, and we just can reverse engineer any bottleneck in the business depending on what are our numbers looking. If we see that there is a big disconnect between ad spent and calls booked, we know it's a marketing ads issue. If we see that we have too few people showing up to calls and coming qualified and prepared, this means either we're advertising to the wrong people or we have our process broken of getting them to the meeting, the funnel. If we are not converting enough qualified people into deals, this means that we need to address our offer, positioning, how the demo process flow is, etc. Now, the next point, track 90-day and 180-day average LTV. When planning out your campaign budgets, it may get confusing because you don't know whether it's accurate to estimate a 6-month LTV if one guy stayed for a year and another one churned in the first month. Also, when you have very sticky product with 6 to 12 to 24 month LTV, it's very uneasy to judge campaign performance in real time. For that reason, you want to track and focus on 90-day LTV and your 180-day LTV, because these are way more feasible and these are the timeframes you can actually plan for. And then I want to share the last one I have here for today. You want to strive for the following, that your first month cash collected from a customer being at least twice your customer acquisition cost. This one is the next level after achieving the 30-day payback cycle. So it means you want to aim for your first month cash collected to be at least 2x your CAC. This is how you're able to practically 2x your company every month, because if you spend $50 to acquire a customer and they pay you $100 or more in their first month, this allows you to cover the cost of acquiring another customer in the same month. It's not easy to achieve it, especially at scale, but if you could work towards one formula which would make hitting 3 mil ARR inevitable, then it would be that. Because in a nutshell, what this means is you are running paid campaigns, you are signing, and every customer you sign gets you enough resources for you to sign one more customer within 30 days. Like this one is the essence of it. And just imagine what occurs if, let's say, month one, you bring on 4 customers, and then they bring you enough cash for you to sign 4 more in the same month. Then the second month, you sign 8 new ones, turning this into 1632, and then you know from this different stories how basically 2xing every single month is going to get you to multiple million in ARR run rate really, really quickly. Definitely way quicker than within a decade, which is a usual time frame. From my estimates, I would say it's one every few hundred startups, every few hundred venture-backed startups. I'm not even counting all these micro SaaS projects, which are able to hit such escape velocity. But the beauty behind it is that when you understand the math, you can really reverse engineer not only your entire marketing, but basically your entire company scaling. And if you'd feel you'd benefit from some of my help on the way to this 3 mil ARR, 5 mil and beyond, then again, I just invite you to open saascamp.com and apply for my advisory there, because after doing this for more than 4 years now, I've been able to stack quite some nice client results and would love to help you get there too. Appreciate you watching this video and talk soon. Ура!